All right.
And sometimes, William, you just can't get sand out of that area.
You know, it's weird. I hear Anakin's voice in my head every single time I go there.
See, the real reason why you're having the problem, though, is it's called a dust buster, not a sand buster.
I can't argue with that. I'm just going to go ahead and leave. Never mind. That's not suitable for this recording.
Okay, so yeah, where we left off last time, we had a very interesting switcheroo. Ryan, so let me sort of set the playing field. Heather, let's see, there's Torch and Tonks and River are all over in front of the exit door. Lord Dadu and Emil are off at the edge of the marketplace, and Emir was just completely surrounded in shadows. Now, the three of you that are separated haven't seen any, like, you didn't see anything after the black. There was just a big 15-foot sphere of darkness, and that's still there. Lord Dadu, on the other hand, from your angle with your specific invocation, your dark, your what is it? Eyes of the
Devil's sight.
Devil's. That's right. Devil's sight allows you to see through magical darkness.
Can we not have that in our eyes, that light?
No, I have to have
You
that.
have to have it? Okay, I'm gonna get my sunglasses. Carry on.
So
Okay, that's better. Y'all don't know.
Awesome.
Carry on.
anyway,
Those are amazing.
you were the only one able to see what was going on in the darkness. And to more accurately describe it to you, what you saw was this little owl person grab Emir and then transform himself into Emir, and then backflip the two of them over the edge and into the arena. To explain it again, the arena is about 65, 75 feet down. And right now, it is probably about 2.5 feet full of water. There are huge gates on all along the walls that are solid, not like iron bars, where they keep in different animals and things like that for the games that they have down there in the arena. But the central place is basically this long rectangle with one big door on the far side that you know goes to the actual exit to this area. Over on the farthest away side of the entire night market is the place that I had described before had the controls for the arena. If you want to put like a pin in it as to where it is like across the street from the exotic animal dealer. So it's way further into the market than even Dadu is. Emir, let me go back at our list here.
Can I make up a reason why I left?
Sure.
Yeah, she needs to roll initiative.
That's right. She hasn't rolled initiative, so we need that.
Also, while she's just while she's sitting there and you're distracted, we can tell because the light is actually reflecting off the sunglasses.
It's very bright.
It's awesome.
Miles needs a spotlight because they are running the show. I am in the background and I'm fine with that, but the spotlight is just very bright.
So it should be, unless River rolls a higher initiative, it should be Lord Daddy's turn.
Would I be rolling initiative if I'm not with them though?
So the reason why you need to roll is just because you weren't here to roll initiative when they did. So if you're going to get
Was I there when you rolled?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going to get involved at all in this fight in any way, we need to roll initiative for you.
Okay.
So yeah, it went Emir, and then it went the monster, and then yeah, so Lord Dadu would be next. Before we do that though, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for River. You okay with me doing that for you?
Absolutely.
Miles, you said the arena was 65 feet down?
It's between 65 and 75 feet. Let's like to make it a round number, let's call it 70.
That was a shitty roll.
Yeah, you got a 7.
How dare.
Okay, so how far away is Lord Dadu from the edge of the pit?
I had said before that you were about 60 feet.
And I can't see them because they're in the pit.
That's correct.
And I also can't get to the edge of the pit.
Not in this turn. Even if you used a full move action, you still wouldn't be able to get there.
Right.
Aw, you can't kill them.
Goodness, saved by the distance.
Okay, so yeah, I can't kill them.
You messed up
I'm so
him up completely.
disappointed.
Now what are you gonna do?
Miles,
Yes.
my movement speed, where's that at? Oh, it says 30 feet.
I mean, if you took a full round to move, you could move 60 feet, but you wouldn't be able to do anything.
If I move 30 feet, and I fired Witch Bolt blindly into the pit, that would electrify the water.
Do it. You're gonna kill Ymir.
Okay, I'm gonna say
Coil protecting you.
no. I'm gonna tell you. Actually, no. The coin deactivated when it hit the water because fire and water don't mix.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I'm gonna say if you can't see your target, then usually the answer would be no. But I'm game for it. You just have to roll percentile.
I'm not even gonna bother.
No, no, no.
If I can't successfully find what I'm shooting at and everything, Lord Dadu's not that much of a jerk.
Okay.
I just wanted to see William's face as I said it though.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you might not kill William, but you also could have killed William. So
I'm aware. That's why I'm not actually doing it.
he's wearing metal armor in water.
Right. And I mean Eldritch Blast isn't actually electricity, but Witch Bolt is.
He's basically a toaster, and you just have to plug him in.
Ooh, can we call him the brave little toaster?
We can now.
Brave little little dwarf joke there, little toaster. All right.
So BLT.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
I never noticed that.
All right. So I've never noticed that about the brave little toaster before either.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. So Lord Dadu, I think he's gonna look behind him at Emil. Say, Emil, head for the door. Don't stop. Don't help. Get out. Get out now. This is not going to end well for somebody.
I was already on board, but you said leave.
Great. Just keep going. And at that, I'm gonna take my movement, or I'm going to move. I'll take the full movement speed and dash and do the 60.
Mhm.
Get right there. I want to be far enough away from the edge so that it can't see me. But so that on my next turn I can I can look over the edge and pry things.
Okay.
And then at that, I'm also going to yell out to the others. They're not in the cloud. They're in the pit. Focus on the pit.
Okay. Awesome.
And that will be my turn.
Cool. So next in initiative, it is the Tonks.
Are you asking us?
Yeah. Tonks. Next in initiative,
Yes.
and then
Torch was last.
I made a mistake. Actually, I've made several mistakes up until this point, and I didn't realize it until just this moment. But Ryan, your familiar gets to roll its own initiative. So I just rolled it, and it's just for this one so that it's all in line. But that's something that we should know going forward, that Kiddo gets their own turn.
Don't I decide whether or not Kiddo engages or not, though?
You do. But for the sake of my side of it, it's good to know where they are in line with things, because if something is to happen bonus wise, like bonus action wise, it's good for me to know it.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, familiars get their own initiative rolls.
Oh, and
Or Ryan, speaking as a DM, I might want to attack your familiar. I mean, if I see you have a dragon sitting on your shoulder or something, or it's flying around my head, I might attack that instead because it looks dangerous.
It's absolutely true. That is the truth. However, it's far easier to just cast enlarge on it and have it crush him.
Hold on, I gotta make notes. Heather, take notes.
I need to find enlarge.
It's on the recording, William.
Okay, never mind. You're good.
I'll start my podcast, 1,000 Ways to Make Your Players Hate You. But yeah, so Heather, it's on you. What would you like to do right now, honey?
Well, I had a plan, but I don't think it's gonna work because the pit's a bit deeper than I expected. I'm assuming that I couldn't jump in the pit and survive, right?
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
You take damage from falling. wouldn't
There's-
you?
But there's water in the bottom.
That's exactly it. So after 50 feet,
eating the kid.
you do get damage from the fall. However, that damage gets reduced if you fall into something like water. So it actually ends up being moot. You end up, I mean, I could technically roll damage, but the damage would then get absorbed by the water. So you can jump in. You just have to know that if you did, water is considered difficult terrain, which means that it halves your movement speed.
Okay. And that would be it. Like if I ran and jumped into the pit, that would be my turn.
Unless you have a spell that says
Actually, so your movement speed would be enough to get you to the edge of the pit. And I wouldn't make you make a skill check to jump the side unless you were trying to land on a specific thing in a specific place or something like that. So if you're just declaring that you're going to run and go over the side, we can call that a movement. And then
Okay.
then you would still have an action, like you could still attack or something.
Okay.
Miles, may I? What I've let my players do before is when they jump into something like that, they can declare beforehand, as you're falling in, you roll a concentration check before, and then you can either cast while you're jumping or you can cast once you get to the water if you survive the fall. So just declare that beforehand, and that's usually what I would let them do.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't even need the roll. Like in this particular case, I don't find it necessary, only because she still has a full turn. It's not like this is taking her turn and reducing it in any way. So it's not like we're trying to like fit more action into the space. Effectively, any turn has sort of 3 phases, and Heather would have only used one of those 3 phases in movement. So that would mean that she still has a full action and then what's considered a free or bonus action. So your action, you could then move again if you wanted to. So you could double move, or you could attack or use a spell or do a skill check or things like that, things that take concentration of some kind. But I don't need you to make a concentration check to do those checks.
Okay.
But in your case, because you're not declaring anything beyond you're going over the side, you can just do that. So you would,
Okay.
if that's your move, then you would sort of end up landing in the water. Before I roll this, is that what you're saying? You're declaring you're gonna do that? This isn't a damage roll over here, by the way. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm trying to.
Oh, no.
I'm
Okay,
sort
so,
of, I'm sort of randomizing where you're gonna land next to a mirror. So
okay, yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
Heather, I will remind you of this popular phrase. Stay in the cart.
okay, so yeah, you land about 10 feet to Amir's right with a splash of water. Okay, so you still have an action. What do you-
Okay. So I am gonna pull out my lyre.
Okay.
And I am going to declare that I'm going to play Ymir's favorite song. And I'm gonna bust into bop da ba doo wop da ba doo wop da ba doo. And then
Love
I'm
it.
hoping that Ymir is gonna make a face. And he's doing it. So I feel like now I know who Ymir is. And then I'm gonna cast Healing Word because he's low on hit points.
That's a creative plan. We have to have some rolls in between though.
Okay, let's do it. Let's roll.
Okay, cool. All right. So first of all, I think that what would be most helpful for you to do the same thing that you're wanting to do is declare that you are going to give bardic inspiration. Because if you do that, then everyone gets a bonus that can hear you. And also, you can play whatever the hell song you want.
Okay.
Point of
I'll
order.
do it.
Everybody gets that who's on her team, right?
That is correct.
Did you?
I don't think that there's like actually technically like a maximum number. I don't think that they've ever set that, but I assume, at least for the sake of the story behind the magic, that whoever the caster is sort of mentally imagining who it is that this is going to affect. Like they're not in their head going, I hope that this helps that monster that's eating Ymir.
Unless they're Dado. Just
Hopefully.
kidding, Dado.
I'm not saying that there are jerk DMs out there. I'm just saying you should be mindful of that.
Okay. So yeah, you land, you do the bardic inspiration. Let's take a look at your bardic inspiration here. So we will mark one use off.
That way we all get an inspiration.
Let's see. As a bonus action, a creature. So I'm sorry, single person. A creature other than you within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die 1d8 for 10 minutes. So the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw anytime within the next 10 minutes. It can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Ymir,
So-
that would work out great.
I figured that you were going to target Ymir with that then. So yeah, you come down with a splash and then come up singing. Which is just a fun little moment right there where it's, you know, dark and ominous and there's water pouring in and people are hurting and people are bleeding out. And then you're like, bop, doop, dop, dop, doo, up. Oh,
Congrats, Leather. You got the funny story of the week.
okay.
Yay.
So here's what I'm gonna do then. I am gonna make you make a roll. I want you to make an insight roll.
We can't help her with this, can we?
Not.
I mean, I'm a little distracted. You're a little far away.
I'm not far away anymore.
I'm blind, where's inside?
I thought you're on the edge of the cliff.
I am.
There you are.
Okay, we're gonna need to put them to bed.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, if you wanna use something, you're not tired. You see her
Yeah. I
telling
see.
you she's not tired, rubbing her eyes in the classic. No. That's great.
Okay, awesome. So
Hey, her plan worked. You wrapped the jacket around her.
My question here is Emir. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with it, and it's canon that Emir's favorite song is Umbop.
Yes.
And you hear your favorite song, and I definitely need you to make I'm gonna say wisdom save. Actually, wisdom check. Wisdom check. I know that's different. So wise. So
I mean, if that's my favorite song, I'm not that wise.
no, that's definitely your favorite song. But upon hearing it, instead of being excited by it, you are confused.
Either way, it should tell her who's who.
On the other hand, though, the other Emir smiles wide. Now you got it.
No. Oh, no.
His deception.
Term. But am I allowed to say something?
After
roll
Tonks,
deception?
what?
Did he roll deception?
Yes,
Where?
the monster rolled deception right there.
Oh, okay,
He got a 17.
okay.
So it
I
beat
was-
the
I'm-
13 insight check.
Maybe I'm not.
Good looking out, Brooke.
Am I allowed to see that?
Uh,
I feel
some
like I'm behind the screen.
you
Remember
myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't see dark ones.
No, those ones aren't ones that the
Got it.
players get to see.
Well, then that's why I asked, because I didn't see a white roll for the monster's deception.
And now we know. Yeah, so that is what you encounter. I am going to put a pin in this now and go and help her out, get those kids to bed. And we can come
Okay.
back to come back to you, Torch. Go from there.
wait, is it gonna be Torch or is it still gonna be Tonks' turn?
Well, Tonks just did action and movement, so there's really not much else left to do. Tonks could effectively say something, or I'd even say something like pull something out of her pocket or something small. But it's not enough that you could really do anything like drink a potion or toss a key to somebody or draw a weapon or anything of any major significance.
Okay.
But yeah, and then the next in the initiative alignment or lineup is technically Kiddo. So I don't know if you plan on doing anything with Kiddo, but then after that it's Torch.
Okay.
Me, right?
No, you are after Torch.
What's her, well, I thought hers was a 3.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You are a 7. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will be back.
Okay.
William, I can't wait to hear these later.
Kelly, you are awfully quiet.
I knew you were gonna say that, so I have a story. So Drew's friend is a Plunkett's pesticide guy, right? And we live at a dead end of our neighborhood, right? So it just occurred to me, like, all of our neighbors have to wonder if we have a really bad bug problem or not, right? Because he comes and visits us in his work truck once a week.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh no.
Making the neighbors wonder.
Yes, it was one of those, like, we're standing all outside. One neighbor came over and he's like, does he really come by that often?
That's awesome.
Nope, just coming to visit us.
Thank you. Last night I took my son and both my dogs out for a walk, and while we're out there walking, maybe some of you here know what Starlink is. I didn't know until last night, but I'm just happened to glance at the sky and I see a string of 25 to 30 lights just in the middle of the sky, about that far away from each other, just floating across the sky. And I looked up and I got all kinds of happy, all kinds of excited. Yes, the alien invasion is here. This is go time. Absolutely. The sci-fi fan went, yes. And my son went, no, Dad, this is bad. I went, bad for y'all, not bad for me. Lifelong dream. We're good here. I capture a spaceship. I go upload a virus. I mean, we have a good time.
I mean, if you want to steal that from, Independence Day, sure.
Are you kidding? I'd be the guy behind the controls going, look, no hands. So I call up my best friend who's a huge conspiracy nut, thinking this is the perfect person to call for this. I just saw a UFO. As I'm calling him, I stare up into the sky, and sure enough, every one of these stars looked like they went through a Stargate or past a cloud. They just went disappeared, gone. And went, I think the scout just went back to the mothership. He goes, what? Who is this? It's William. Oh, right. What happened? So I described it to him, and he just starts giggling. And I mean, giggling like a schoolgirl. I hate to break it to you, but this is not what you think it is. Elon Musk likes to launch up 25 to 30 satellites at the exact same time, and they all string together and they float across the sky. And I can already hear the sadness and moroseness in your voice. And I went, I didn't say anything yet. And he goes, and? Right, best friend for 20 years. So as I'm standing there, my son looks at me and goes, you've got to be the only person on this planet who's unexcited about the lack of space and alien invasion. And through the phone, he hears my best friend go, are you kidding? I was hoping.
Mhm.
I'm sitting downstairs about 2 hours ago, and I'm just sitting in front of my TV. I'm waiting for everybody to get home. All the kids have done their studying. They've all scattered. My daughter and wife get home from a doctor's appointment. Daughter walks in and goes, there's no dinner, Dad. It's not my night. She goes, I know. Perhaps you should go talk to the person whose night it is. This seems like a trap. And she looks me right in the face and goes, it's not a trap. It's not a trap. Why does everyone think it's a trap? I giggled. I looked at my wife, shook her head. Nobody else is here. I walk upstairs. I go to my daughter's room. I went, hey, when's dinner? It's been late a few times. It can be late. I'm just going to take a nap. Some of us are hungry. Yeah, but I'm not. In my head, not out loud, in my head. Why is the 15-year-old who doesn't pay rent arguing with me about when I get dinner? Out loud, all she sees is, you need to get downstairs and do this. You're always cranky with us. What? You always sound like you're irritated with us. She's trying to manipulate you. Don't fall for it. What actually happens out loud? No, I'm not. Just in case you're wondering, no, I don't pay attention to that voice very often.
You know, the following words end every argument because there's no coming back from it. You're always so argumentative. You can't argue it,
No, you can't.
because if you argue it, you're being argumentative.
That's a catch-22.
Or my favorite, you're always so argumentative. Okay, let's do that. And then you just give up.
Hey, wait a minute. The women pull that one on me. The wives pull that one on me.
But if I say something, I'm argumentative. If I agree, I'm giving up. Anyhow, I have a funny story that I'm going to steal from Miles to tell all of you. And it goes like this. So Miles says to me, Brian, have you ever worked with this user? And I was like, no, doesn't sound familiar. Why? He says, so this user contacts Get Help and puts in a ticket because one of their monitors is busted and they need a replacement. I was like, all right. Well, Miles contacts the user and says, hey, let's do some troubleshooting on that and see if it could just be a driver. We've had a lot of that lately. And the user's like, well, I'm working right now and everything. You'll have to contact me after my shift. Well, one, we really shouldn't be doing that. But two, that's after Miles' shift. So Miles' like, that's not going to work. But how about we start out before your shift tomorrow? I'll contact you right when I get here. And the user's like, yeah, okay, that'll work. So Miles contacts them before their shift. And Miles says, okay, let's start a Baumgar session, which is, for all those who don't know, that's a screen sharing session. so Miles can take remote control and, update the drivers for it. So they do so, and Miles says, okay, well, it looks like you're in VMware, which is a virtual system. I need you to get out of that, just be on your normal computer, so not within the virtual system whatsoever, launch into an internet browser, and we can do this again. The user says, how do I do that? And Miles says, you get out of the virtual system, so you close out of that completely, and then you're just on your computer. So you're not in a virtual system anymore. And then we'll just do another Baumgartner system through the internet. Yeah, but how do I launch the internet outside of VMware? Miles is like, you go to Chrome or Firefox or Edge, whichever one you please, and you go to this address and you put in this code, and we start it over again. Yeah, but how do I get the internet to work? And at this point, I looked at Miles and I went like this. I said, Miles, I'm glad you got them and not me. Because that would have thrown me over the edge right there. I mean, I've walked people through some really, really silly things before. But generally by like the third or fourth time I have to say something, they at least get the general idea of it. There have been the occasional times where I've just started copying and pasting what I put the last time. Because it's not like it changes.
That's good. Early Monday morning, my son turned 18.
Did you kick him out?
Happy birthday.
I tried. I really no. I'm totally
I mean,
kidding.
I got plans for a certain day.
Well, did I happen? I'm pretty sure I told you guys about the Empire Strips backstory, right?
Empire Strips?
Yes, Empire Strikes Back. Oh, you said Strips Back? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't heard the strip back.
Okay, here we go. So we'll start at the beginning. A few weeks ago, my oldest daughter goes to her friend's house and then calls me all kinds of excited. Goes, Dad, are you going to this? Going to what? The burlesque show. Which one? The one for Star Wars. There's a burlesque show for Star Wars? Two questions. One, how is it the dirtiest man you know and the biggest Star Wars fan not know about this? Second question, where's tickets? So I go over, I talk to her friend, and sure enough, she's like, how would you not know about this? And it took me a while. I've eventually figured it out. It's because Star Wars is sacred to me. It's not something I would put into a porn site, or not that I go, or another adult-oriented site like that. That's not something I would do with the word Star Wars in it. And eventually, I got home, I talked to the women folk, and they were like, hell yes, let's go check this out. This is Star Wars, and this is, I don't see the downside here. Let's go do it. And so my 16-year-old was kind of ticked off.
It's a quick one, right? Get back to the game.
And then
Hair, body,
I was talking to Sebastian. I said, hey, you're going to have to watch the house that night. And he goes, hold on. This is for adults, right? And I said, yeah, why? I'll be 18 for 4 days. And? That sounds like a great birthday present. I went, I'm giving you $200 cash. I'm not buying you a present. I'm not buying you a ticket for this too. And he goes, well, $200 could give me a ticket, right?
He's not
okay.
wrong.
Let me explain something to you. 18-year-old son in the same crowd as me watching a sex show of Star Wars. This is a creepy cycle. No. This is therapy in the making. He goes, I wouldn't need a therapist. Go ahead.
You should have spun that on him. You really want to see your dad at a Star Wars sex show? Oogling and ogling, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that was next. But I actually told him that this is therapy in the future. And he goes, I wouldn't need therapy. I went, I don't mean you.
Right.
The entire time I'd be like, oh, wow, check. For two reasons. One, is he watching? And also, which chick is he checking out? Because I still don't know what his type is. And I don't know which ones to point out when we're out in public. I've pointed out all kinds of different sizes, and this is the reaction I get. Yeah, that's cool. I know he's straight. I've seen the hentai on his phone.
Well, there you go. He likes
Likes
impossible women.
likes the cartoon.
So we're harassing about this, and he finally goes, I'm just kidding. I'm not really going to go. Besides, it would be too weird seeing you all obsessed about this, and I have to watch that too. And I went, why would you be watching us? And he goes, why would you be watching me? That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That is a fair point. All right, I'll give you that. So because of all this, I was actually worried about giving him this cash. I was worried about what he was going to do with it. So Monday morning, screw it. I gave him the cash. I said, listen, don't go to this show. We'll go to a different one. We'll go to a better one. And he goes, so are we still going to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show now that I'm 18?
Yes, we are.
Yes, yes,
Hell
live show.
yeah.
Absolutely. This is going to be great. From the other room, I hear, not without me or not. You got to wait 2 more years. My prudish, just recently discovered boy's daughter wants to go to Rocky Horror Picture Show at 18. So we're not dipping our toe in the water. We're diving in head first into the murkiest waters we can find.
They're just taking a step to the left.
Okay, this comes from a complete moment of curiosity here and everything. I've never bothered to watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show because it creeps me out too much to think about it. So why is it exactly that she wants to go see this so much?
It
It's a
is
cult
a
classic.
theatrical event.
Yes.
You don't just go to the movie and watch it. You bring things to watch it with, like a flashlight, hot dog, popcorn. Like there's a whole
Toast.
thing. Yeah. I worked at
Your
a
own
movie
makeup.
theater that played it every weekend. I worked at the movie theater for 6 years, and that we played it every weekend. So
That's amazing. I'm so glad there's theaters that still do that.
that was many, many, many years ago. I don't know in Arizona where Rocky Horror gets played anymore, but I worked at Tempe Cinemas, and I lived at Tempe Cinemas for 6 years.
That's
So.
amazing.
Kelly, your cool factor just went up. 18 and 1 month old. I took my girlfriend at the time to her very first Rocky Horror. Yes, she got caught as a virgin at the door.
Yes.
If you can't answer certain questions about the movie, Ryan, at the door, someone will take lipstick and they will put V somewhere on your body. And I mean, somewhere.
If they want to use that limb again, they won't.
You got to take your inhibitions, leave them in your glove compartment when you get out of your car, and that's just how this thing goes. So we're walking up, and sure enough, she blonde, 5'8", statuesque, just gorgeous. And I mean, I was a little bit thinner, but anyways, they got her, and she had to sit at the front with me. And what the theme of the night was sleepwear. So before the movie actually started, they actually brought everybody up who was going to be in the contest of what do you wear to sleep? And they got about halfway through, and this blonde was sitting up there with a fur coat on. And the guy actually said, "That's what you sleep in?" And she goes, "No." And she dropped the fur coat. And then she smiled, and that's all she was wearing. And I'm enjoying the view. We're in the front row. I look over my girlfriend, and she goes, "Can we bring that home?" I brought you to the right place. By point of order, she won.
What a shock.
My girlfriend turns, and the host has a life-size dildo, a life-size looking dildo hanging out the front of his pants. She can't make eye contact with him at all. She is absolutely enraptured. Is that real? And he goes, "Touch it." She goes, "No, I shouldn't. Should I?" And she looks at me, and I went, "Do what you want." And she goes, "You really shouldn't have said that." And I went, "Hold up, what?" I got distracted. I look back. She is about 5 feet from him. He has the biggest grin on his face. She is licking her lips. And I find out 2 years later that she did that on purpose just to get my goat. A few months ago, I want to say maybe a year ago, one of my friends brought up Rocky Horror Picture Show. And in the show, I'm going to go ahead and give you a spoiler, Ryan. at part of the show, there's a certain scene in the movie where the crowd is supposed to chant along. And hold up, can Kiddo hear me right now?
I would imagine so.
But we've already been told we don't censor ourselves, right? It's
Yeah.
right. No censor.
She is in fact 16.
Okay,
Oh, and she dropped.
right. So at one point, I don't know, it-
All right,
Right.
I'm gonna get your dad.
I'm actually gonna say, I'm not gonna say it out loud because I can hear Heather in the background. I don't want her kids to hear this, but
She
there's
had
some,
earphones in.
she did?
Yes, he fell in the shower.
Ooh, ouch.
Well, regardless, my kids hear me chant. Heather, do you have earphones in or are you on speaker?
I have these ear things. Why? What's up? Sorry,
Okay,
I had
cool.
to run. My kid fell in the shower.
Okay,
Well, he's got a big purple mark across his rib. I think he's all right. He's got his dad now. Sorry. All right, go
so
ahead.
Ryan, at one point in the movie, you actually yell out anal sex and oral sex, and whips, chains, anal sex and oral. Now I'm talking with two of my best friends. All my teenagers walk out of the other room. They hear me saying this, and I went, "Okay, I'm just casting a spell right now. Leave. Just get out. It's fine. It's not important. Just leave." And my daughter goes, "Is that how you got a second woman?"
Stop dancing. That's what made you fall. Stop moving.
I love your whole family sense of humor. It's fantastic.
Nice.
The saddest part is I'm not exaggerating or making any of this up.
Is my kiddo good to join again?
So
She
one
sent me a
night she
text.
actually
Let me know when it's
overhears,
safe to rejoin.
whenever. One night Hope actually overheard me tell that story to somebody else and trying to get my goat because she's my kid. She actually tells me she wants to go on the same night that they do the sleepwear contest. And my response was, if you wish to move out of my house on that day, that's the day we'll go. Because I won't be able to sleep with you in the same house if that happens. And her response was, so you're going to pay my rent?
That's funny.
I don't need a blood test. This is my kid. So having get back to the cash real quick, my son decides that he is actually going to be entrepreneurial, and he looks at both my daughters and goes, "Can I pay you guys to take over my kitchen night and cook dinner for me one night and take care of cleaning the kitchen instead of me taking care of it?" And they both started to agree to this. And then apparently there was a side conversation where they decided that they're not willing to do it. So he wasn't able to. Instead, he goes, "Screw it. I'll just buy fast food for everybody."
That gets expensive quick.
Yeah, there's 8 people in my house. So in order of events, he asks who wants Subway and who wants pizza. It takes an hour to get a full answer on that. Subway is voted on. He spends another hour trying to get the app to work. It doesn't. He finally gets all the orders in, and then his card won't work. Looks at me and goes, "Can you just drive me down there?" And I went, "Yeah, sure, why not?" We get all the way down there, and sure enough, he forgot one of the meals. He actually had to walk back and get one of the meals. And he tells me that night, "I think I understand why you prefer home cooked meals instead of getting us fast food every night. It's actually easier."
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Cheaper for sure.
For sure.
Heather, it's your turn. Funny story.
How long's a movie normally stay in the theaters?
3 months?
It's gotten shorter and shorter because the movies theater industry wants to capitalize on the marketing on it. So, in the early 2000s, it would take like 6 months. Now it's very quick. It's very quick. So less than 3
Yeah,
months
that's-
from when they kind of announce it to ride out the DVD sales too. They've shortened it to capitalize on marketing.
That makes sense.
I know, like One Piece live action came out on Netflix, and my husband was very disappointed because you could have signed up to be an insider, and they sent you a One Piece hat. Like, my husband never gets excited about anything, and he was like truly disappointed he didn't get this free hat thing. So now I'm like on the hunt for this hat.
Nice. Heather, I didn't forget.
Ah, shit. Well, I don't think I have a funny story. I'm trying to think. I've been sick the last couple of days, and the headache is lingering, so my brain's not working that great. Trying to think. What's been funny? Every day is funny.
Miles, later,
Um,
when you're watching this video, do me a favor and rewind just a few seconds and actually look at your face when you came on and saw her say, "Oh shit," as you came back on. Priceless.
Oh man, I wish I hadn't missed it. Now I'm gonna watch.
Brooke is on her way back, but I figure we can go ahead and settle in.
Return.
Thank you, honey.
Just one more thing. At the approximate 20-25 minute mark, I think that Brooke and Heather are playing a trick on us. Because I saw a brunette female, about 8-9 years old, someone in your picture, and then walks off screen, and then one walks into screen on Heather's, stood there, looked at the camera, oh God, ran off and into your screen.
That's hilarious.
That's the
Check
thing
your
that
recording.
that's the thing that people don't get is that we're zooming in between parallel realities. You thought
I want
time
access.
zones were hard. This is crazy. Yes, I will open your fruit snacks.
I do that with any can of soda. I do not open my own. It is somebody next to me is opening that thing for me.
They're nice. I told you they're my rock producer glasses.
Yeah. Feel like I got that out.
Yeah,
Oh, they're amazing.
like it's like 80s hip hop glasses. Yes, it's your turn.
Okay, so I get to tell my story of why I ran off.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Okay, you ready?
Who
Okay.
who are you telling? Are you just saying it to the group or are you trying to tell a character in the game?
Well, I'm not near any of them to tell.
Correct.
I'm just telling
Oh,
all of you
Cool. Got it.
where I went. Perhaps I said this to someone as I was leaving. Who was I next to?
You were right behind Amir.
Okay, then Amir probably knows this. But he's in the pit, confused about his favorite song. So so y'all know that I grew up in this city, that my life's goal was to get my sigil so that I could get into the night market. And so as a young member of a thievery guild family, I spent a lot of my youth trying to figure out how to get into the night market anyway. So I know the ins and outs of the sewers around it,
Mhm.
and I know a way to get us out.
Okay, you want to roll that?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to, and so what I'm doing is going to check and make sure that it's still accessible. And then I'm gonna show people how to get out.
Okay.
Oldest piece of wisdom in D&D. Always bring a rogue.
Exactly. I think it should be persuade.
I personally believe that every party becomes much stronger when they have a rogue and a barbarian. Because the barbarian can just soak damage.
And obviously, my familiar Frankie went with me.
Well, that's a
Nice.
15 survival check. So yeah, all right.
Excellent.
So yeah, you definitely remember enough of this place that you can find your way around. It wasn't able to help you get into the night market, but you definitely know every way not to get into the night market that is anywhere near here.
Exactly.
And
That was all my idea.
yeah, that was not a
Awesome.
plan.
Heck yeah.
And I totally forgot to run it by Miles before right now.
That's why I was sitting here like, where are we going? I'm on board. I just need to know where this is gonna land.
It's really fun to play D&D with your spicy brain girlfriend.
And I love the yes and. So yeah, okay. So yeah, the survival is good, but I'm gonna make you I'm gonna make you make a perception check with disadvantage
Ew. Okay.
because of all the stuff that's going on.
Okay.
In order to be able to find what you're looking for.
Ha! Sorry.
No, that just did a flat one. Okay, I'll just roll a
Damn.
second one and take the lowest.
Okay.
We're supposed to do the whole
'Cause
time.
that was a good roll.
It was a 7.
I'm not even looking. I just like Heather's reaction.
I got so excited.
The first one was an 18.
And then I rolled a 9. Or an 8.
Yeah, you rolled a 7.
7.
It's going down by the minute.
Just really going down.
Anyway,
And as I was leaving, I told Emir, no. It's Emir and Emil. It's too many similar sounding names.
Emir's on your team.
Emir, okay. I was very confident and then I was not. I told Emir, I know a way out. I'll be right back. Before I went and did that. So that's what I'm
Amir
doing.
would not have broken eye contact with his enemy and would have said, "Hey, do your thing." And that would have felt very, very sad because he really wants to try the catapult.
Make this easier.
Thank you. Are you making that their name on there for everyone to see or just us?
Everyone can see this.
So when they go into their work Zooms tomorrow, is this gonna be their name?
No, it's just going to be that in this channel right now.
Cool.
It changes back after they leave.
Okay,
Does it?
very important.
It did in your channel. I didn't stay Admiral Miles every time I came in.
Okay.
I mean, if it does stay, that's interesting. I didn't plan that, but this way it's much easier for our friend here to be able to name people.
That actually just clicked. Admiral Miles Storm. That's a bomb name.
It is pretty bomb.
My middle name's Horatio.
Miles Horatio Storm.
Admiral Miles Horatio Storm.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Miles Horatio Storm.
Miles, when you're watching this later, understand I'm going to be contacting you after this. We're going to geek out together.
Cool, I'm down for it. Me geek out? Never. Okay, so the reason why you're making a perception check is because you're trying to find one of those ways out, one of the quick shortcuts you found.
Yeah.
In all of this chaos.
Awesome.
So a 7, I'm not going to say you can't find one. What I'm going to say is that it's going to take you time.
Right, that's what I couldn't do.
So with what's going on and all the commotion and things, it's probably going to take you at least 2 turns to find something.
Okay.
Now,
But my cat went with me.
yeah, I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can make this better for you.
Like, could she roll?
What I'm thinking here is that a 7, I mean, technically it'd be 3 turns. You'd be 3 turns looking to get to a 10, which would be a base success. But it's now on what is effectively the 3rd round. So we could say that this round you actually find what you're looking for.
Okay.
So do you want to describe what it is you're looking for, or you want me to surprise you and make it up right now?
Oh, I would love for you to make it up.
Cool. Got
I
it.
didn't get that far.
Great. Awesome. Love it.
Shit, Amir had an idea. Hold on. Plug your ears. Go for it.
Amir votes. She makes it up.
Okay, well, what I was thinking, I didn't really like come up with a full plan, but I was thinking I would be looking for something that was big enough to get a massive crowd of people out of the sewers before they flooded and everyone died. That was my goal.
Okay.
It
Okay,
was like, hey, yeah, it'd be great to just get my party out safe, but all of those people down there are people that live in the town that I grew up in. I don't want them to die.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, speaking as the not hero in the group,
There's some animals down there. I want to get everybody out.
okay, so if you're trying to move that much in or out, there's really only 3 ways that you can do it in a space like this. One of them is magically, which you don't have the option for.
Definitely not.
The second one will be the front door, which is open now, but that's where all of the people are trying to like clamor and rush out of.
Mhm.
You do know that beneath this area of the city, underneath this part of the sewer system, there's a storm drain that massively feeds into the bay outside of the city.
Mhm. I definitely knew that. Yeah.
So in order to get that kind of a large opening open, you would have to find the lever in here, the switch, in order to do that.
Ooh.
But you have been able to locate where the door is.
Okay.
The door is in the center of the floor of the arena.
Okay. That's a great place to start draining water because that's where the water is accumulating. I love that.
So
I remember you told us that the control panel for all of that is somewhere
It's farther away
back.
from
She-
us, far away from
remembers.
us.
across from the exotic animals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Look at that. Using the brain meats.
so is River gonna make her way there?
That's a great question, River. What
Yeah.
are you planning to do?
Yeah, but I think I should try to take somebody with me
Well, if you
so
had
that I have someone with me while I'm trying to figure out the things to like watch me back.
so going that direction, the first person that you would pass is Torch and then Lord Dadu.
Okay,
So
because
So are
Tom's
we
in
making
the
our
water.
way towards the
I
control
guess-
panel then?
technically it would be Torch and then Emil and then Lord Dadu. So I suppose
I
if you,
thought you told Emil to fuck off.
he did, and that's why I'm saying is Emil is fucking off. He is just in the midst of doing it when you're
Oh,
doing this.
okay.
Fuck off, Emil.
Right. On it.
Hey, he's a storekeeper weasel. I don't expect him to be a contender for
Hero.
battle.
Can I send my familiar to the control panel to start pushing buttons?
You can send your familiar over there. However, that doesn't mean that you'd be able to get there in one turn.
Right.
And also that would leave your familiar alone to fend for itself.
Oh, I guess I don't.
Now, being that it is a familiar, you can sort of trade consciousness and go inside of your familiar and you'll be able to see and
Mhm.
act as your familiar is.
Well, are there any winged animals about?
Kiddo,
You know,
No, big enough, like a like a Pegasus. I
No.
don't fucking know. Okay.
no, nothing like that.
A griffin. Are
No.
there hippogriffs?
There's no hippogriff.
There was exotic
I want a
animal.
hippogriff.
There were exotic animals. They're on the far side of the market.
I want to ride a hippogriff across the arena to the control panel.
I get that, but we're not Percy Jacksoning this point.
No.
Damn it.
I'm not going to argue that, but I'm just pointing out that Amir remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
I thought riding a frog was gonna go well for me and that didn't.
We didn't get messed up by Myconits though.
I gotta say, you can look at it as a failure. I look at it as a success. You survived.
right?
Legit. Okay, well, so from now on until I get there, my goal is to get to the control panel.
Okay, cool.
I think I'm just gonna keep Frankie with me though.
Okay, sounds good.
Great.
Good
So
questions?
are you planning on telling your friends as
I
you're
had
going?
told Amir
Okay,
I'm gonna go find a way out.
but now Amir's in the pit.
Yeah, but and I'm like already on my way there, right?
That's, I'm just trying to make sure that you're not doing it again.
No.
So that later on, when you go, actually, I know ahead of time that didn't happen.
No, I only told Amir
Got it.
because at the time he was standing next to me
Awesome.
in his right mind.
So yeah, River, so if you're gonna make a full round action to move, you can move, your movement
I
speed
have
is,
so much movement. I'm so stealthy.
you have 30 feet, so you could go 60,
I would like to do that.
okay?
What?
I have 2 questions on that real quick.
Yeah.
Does your species go on all fours to run?
Doesn't have to.
I don't think so.
Okay. And second, is the familiar on you or on the ground next to you?
Oh, I think she's hanging out on my shoulders.
Okay.
I don't want her to get trampled in all this chaos, you know? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
No, I have like a baby wearing apparatus that she's inside of.
it's a, it's a baby Bjorn.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
I'm just delirious from exhaustion.
it's a displacer Bjorn. So, yeah, I'd say you could probably move your first round without having to worry about the crowd, mostly because Lord Dadu carved an actual line through the road in this part of the place.
Okay.
But your next movement, we're probably going to need to deal with.
Acrobatics.
You're either going to need to make some seriously good acrobatics checks, or you're going to have to be moving through difficult terrain. But this is
I'm a rogue. My thing is moving through things, right? To get to where I need to go.
I mean, you're right. You do have a lot of things here that could help with that. I'm not saying you don't. All I'm saying is that you're going to have to make a roll.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Anyway,
So I need
That's-
acrobatics.
that is the end of your turn.
Okay.
So now, Kelly, it's Torch's turn.
Well, I was gonna try to cast polymorph, but they all seem too far away as that's only a 60-foot range. Can I summon my genie and have everybody breathe underwater now?
Sure.
All right, I want to do that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so you're going to use that spell. So everybody has water breathing for the next hour.
I'll be right back.
Ooh.
Now,
Apparently, take that
there
literally.
is a limitation to that spell, and I'm going to explain it only here. So really there are a couple of limitations, but because you're not the one that's actually casting the spell, it's coming from a magic item you have, most of it doesn't matter. The big one is that if you die or are incapacitated for some reason, then the spell ends.
Oh, okay.
Because even though that thing is coming from that magic item, you activating the magic item is making it work. So if you go unconscious, the magic item stops working. Okay, just like that.
Fun.
I mean, it's not something that you constantly have to worry about, but it is.
Yeah. How many times we've actually been knocked out? So yeah.
Right, like if your whole group is swimming through a tunnel and then you decide that you're going to do the heroic thing and swim backwards to save them, don't do that.
Don't do that.
They will all drown immediately. Yeah, so water breathing, that'd be your action. Do you want to move at all? Or are you going to stay where you're at?
No, I'll move closer to you. I'm like, River wanted backup, right? You want me to be, or you? I'll
Okay.
move closer to the controls with you.
Okay, cool. So the two of you are gonna take your time across the market. Awesome. Got it. Next up in initiative would be Emir. Now, I want to cut back for just one sec. Ryan, did you intend on doing something with Kiddo?
Not this round, at least. No.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I'm not skipping you.
Nope, that's fine. I'll let you know if I want to do something with kiddo.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Anyway, it's Amir's turn. So let me set this scene for you, Amir. You, for a very brief moment, get to look at this thing as you've laid your axe into it. And then everything goes pitch black, like darker than the darkest dark you've ever seen. And you feel hands on you. And then gravity takes control. And before you know it, you are submerged in water.
Hmm.
Let's give you a moment here between when Tonks lands. What does Amir do as soon as he hits the water?
Well, the flame goes out, which freaks him out a little bit. Shakes it off. I'm a paladin. I got this.
Mhm.
There's an enemy in front of me. There's people to protect. I have a clear source, and I haven't been shot in the back yet. So, golden so far.
So, in fact, you're standing with your back towards the wall. There's probably about a 5-foot gap between you and the wall. And as you immediately emerge from the water, you don't see your enemy at first. And then they also emerge from the water. And you see now, for the first time, that you are looking at yourself.
Where's my mask?
You look identical to how you look right now.
Okay. Am I still wearing it though?
Mhm.
Okay.
So with the mask, wouldn't he be able to tell the bad guy's the bad guy?
Yeah, he can still tell it's who it is. That's not the point. The point is that he can now recognize that this thing looks like him. It's not that this is now deceiving him into it being something else. It's that he now sees that it's not the owl anymore.
So you can still see both, right?
He can see both.
Got it.
Now, think about it like you're not trying to effectively call an action. Think about it more like you're trying to set the scene and set the story for what is going on right now for Amir. You're dripping wet. Your armor is clanking around you. Your axe has been planted in this thing at least once.
And
You are heavily damaged.
Lord
And-
Dadu can see all of this happening, right?
Yes, but this, well, actually this part, no, because this is before you moved up. Because
Okay.
you moved up after Tonks flipped.
Okay.
So you can hear your heart in your ears, and you can feel that cold that hit you seeped down into your bones. You are frigid in a way that you've only felt high in the mountaintops. And you are far away from your friends. What is Amir thinking right now?
Amir stares at him, twirls his axe, and says out loud, "Are you daft? 1, this could have ruined the scrolls in my pocket. 2, they were a gift from you, you daft bastard. 3, what's with attacking me? What's the big deal? I thought we were friends. I had no reason to attack you. You had no reason to attack me. Unless you have a very good reason, I am not going to like this situation." And I'm out of character. Amir is not great with his words. I'm trying very hard to explain this the way he would. He's
Right.
not an eloquent and pastoral person. Back in. This ain't right. There's something wrong with this whole situation. And either give me a good reason why I should bash your head in, or maybe we should go talk or something. I'd rather share a beer with you than trade blows.
Sank an axe into him. How is he going to believe that?
Only one person is leaving this arena alive.
One of it.
I'm going to take you and every other one of you until every last one of your pitiful lot stops trying to pick apart things that you don't have any business being in.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to look up my God's name.
Was it Morehammer Din or something like that?
Out of character, he says one of you is leaving this area alive, and I'm thinking, yep, And her name is Tonks.
Demathian. There it is.
Okay.
Don't do
Demathian.
it, Dado.
In Demathian's name, it will not be you.
Okay.
And I strike. However, channel divinity. Guided strike.
Okay.
Yes. Channel divinity and guiding strike.
Okay.
Ha!
Channel divinity guided strike. When you make an attack roll, you gain a channel divinity, get a +10 bonus. Choose to do so after the roll, but before knowing the result. That's pretty beefy, man. Nice.
When I say I'm going to hit you, I hit you.
That's a really, really good hit. So the bit of flavor I was going to give you before you actually did your maneuver is that he did the exact same maneuver back at you, where he spun your axe around in his hand to taunt you right before you landed that blow.
All right.
That's
That's going to spur me on. I mean,
I know. So go ahead and roll damage. Cool. Awesome. And no, I recorded that in my notes. Where are you?
do I still have my shield on me?
There it is. Uh, let's roll for it. I'm gonna
Which one me
do.
roll?
I'm gonna do a percentile roll here. So high or low, William?
Hi.
Your shield did come down with you, but you don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
Okay.
there. Um,
I didn't ask that before I rolled.
Huh?
But in front of him, after I hit him and I back off, and he visibly sees me firmly take the axe in both hands.
yeah, I love it. The idea that you do that, and as you do, the guided strike makes it so your axe glints in light that isn't there. And for a brief moment, you see a look on this creature's face, a look on your own face that looks unusual. And it's almost as though a creature that does not know fear instead grabs confusion. As though, why would you stand up and continue fighting? At about that moment, there is a loud splash that happens beside you, and you hear raucous music.
And the reason I'm confused is I am certain that I threw away that scroll. How the hell did that bard find out about that damn song? I know I got rid of it.
I have speak with animals and I talk to your horse.
I'm going to slap a horse.
Hey now, that will upset Kiddo greatly. Just saying.
When it comes to horse abuse, I say nay.
Yay!
Awesome. So now we're caught up to speed as to where we are. Tonks landed right after Amir landed his first blow inside of this arena. No, that's all yours, baby. I believe you. I'm sure it is. Bird makes good everything.
I'm just glad that the fish is good.
Mhm.
Good.
Anyway, Yeah, so you've done your, that's really, I mean, unless you're gonna try and do something as a free action, that's pretty much your turn, William.
Nope, I'm good.
Cool,
Should be his turn.
awesome. Yeah, it is. Let's see.
Hmm.
Hmm. Okay.
Just because I thought this was funny, paladins have that ability to lay on hands where they touch someone and they heal them up, right?
Mhm.
A buddy of mine actually has a t-shirt. I'm hoping everybody here has seen the Predator movie. But he actually has a t-shirt that says Paladin Handshake. And it's the picture from the Predator movie where Arnold and the black guy are shaking hands at the very beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's called the Predator Handshake. No, Paladin Handshake, and they grab each.
Yes, I love it.
Am I supposed to see that? Like, can I read that or no?
Probably best.
Okay.
It'll just worry you. Okay. Okay, actually, yeah. Yeah, he casts invisibility on himself. And you know,
How effective is that in the water? Isn't it like an empty space or something?
Yeah, I was gonna say that should still make his avoiding the water, shouldn't it?
so here's how this works. You can make a perception check. And if you're, hold on, don't roll anything yet. Because there's an or. You can roll a perception check for this scene. And if you roll high enough, you'll be able to detect where he is, even though you can't see him because of things in the environment around him. Or the alternate idea here is instead of trying to roll to detect him, you can try and attack without knowing where he is. And I roll percentile at every attack to see whether or not you hit. Because without knowing where he is, it's a 50-50 shot if you hit at all. Now, there's no harm in doing both. Because you can definitely do that, but you can't do a skill check and an attack on the same turn.
Oh.
So that's the reason why. Or
So true seeing wouldn't see invisibility?
oh fuck, I forgot that it was more than just illusions. No, you can see invisibility. Shit, you're right. Nobody else here can though.
Good job, Amir.
That's right.
Woohoo!
I don't even think that yours can
You
see
surprised
invisibility,
me too.
Dadu. I'm gonna have to look that up.
I can see anything.
While Miles is doing that, y'all need to.
I mean,
know-
this is sound funny, but you're not the first DM to forget what he gave me.
You can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical. So yeah, if he's invisible, you can't see him.
Oh.
So yeah, that means that Emir is literally fighting something that isn't there now.
Oh.
But Ymir could yell out to us where he's at.
He could. That's true.
Right. If I ask him, if I can say, "Can you see him?" Would that give me a clearer shot as to finding him?
Maybe, but remember his turn goes after Emir's.
That's true, but I can yell out to him. Can he not answer me during my turn? No.
Nope. You can yell as a free action. He doesn't get to answer as a free action.
Mm.
Or as part of the same free action, I guess.
Real quick. A person with true sight can, out to a specific range, see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of a shape changer or a creature that is transformed by magic.
There you go. So the only part of that I messed up then is you should have been able to see in the dark. So.
Remind me to buy a meal a beer.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so he goes invisible and I don't think there's anything.
Can y'all imagine the look on this guy's face as he goes invisible and that grin goes from, or are you looking me in the eyes?
Wait, that's it. You're looking at him in the eyes.
Yeah, why?
If you're looking at him in the eyes, that tells me at least an approximate area of where he's at. That should give me a hand as to finding him to try to hit him.
Maybe.
He's using his resources.
No, I mean, I'm not denying that. That's true. The only thing that really still makes it challenging is that because the monster's turn goes right after Emir's, even if Emir gives clues, the monster could move. And while you're right that Emir looking directly at it does give you some sort of an idea of where it is, there's a lot of space inside of that arena. So again, I would let you roll to hit, but even with knowing the general area from what Emir's doing, I would still probably only increase it to like a 75% chance you could hit.
That's better than nothing. I've got nothing else to do up here.
Yeah?
So
Because it's invisible.
Oh.
Sure.
got nothing else to do. I'm not the hero, and I've told my friends several times, stay out of the way. So do I roll the hit first and then you roll your percentile, or the other way around?
Young lady,
It
shouldn't
really
you put your
doesn't
badge
matter
and your
to
shoes
me.
up?
What I would say is that you need to declare you're going to have an attack before I put my side of it.
Okay.
Can't hear you.
Well,
Yes.
I'm going to attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with
Good playing time. Go do it now.
the
Why do you
good
need the
old
vacuum?
Eldritch Blast.
Of course.
Okay,
That's a
choose
17.
badge, then vacuum. Go.
17. Okay. All right, Ryan, do you want the top 75 or the bottom 75?
The top 75.
Okay, so 26 and up.
Oh yeah, great age.
All right, so now that I've actually hit him, that should tell me where to hit again. Do I have to do you have to do your percentile for each round?
The only way that I would have to roll that again is if he moved completely out of your line of sight. So like, for instance, hypothetical, he runs back through a doorway. You've now lost line of sight on him. So it's not going to be able to keep sort of tracking him, for lack of a better term.
So my other 3 shots that I fire, you don't have to roll again.
That's correct. That's a 20.
Damn.
Okay, that's another 6. So that's a 23.
Damn.
Come on!
It's another 6.
Another 6.
Oh, and the last one doesn't hit.
No, the last one is not hit. Sorry, Ryan.
So 18 points of damage to him.
18. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. Then next in the initiative line. Oh, are you going to do anything else?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna shout out to Tonks. The nothingness. Yes, I hit him in the nothingness. That's where he is.
Okay, so Tonks, you can make an insight check. And if I like
See
the
what the
number,
n-
if I like the number, your character understands whatever the hell that meant.
Wait. I
Amir
think I
holds up
did
his
that wrong.
statue and says, I summon
no, I
you,
didn't.
Falcor.
That's a 12. I'll let it happen. So yeah, Ryan, you're sort of referencing the idea that you hit a thing that's not there in order to hope that Tonks also understands how to hit the thing that's not there.
I know, it was more so that she'd know which one was which.
Oh, got it. Well, he's invisible now, so it's not like you have to really, but that's true, I suppose, yeah. Probably because your hit points haven't changed since the last time you were here.
Oh, did I get hit in the last one?
She did. Yes, she did.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me that. What happened?
You got hit by Cone of Cold.
Oh,
I did tell you that.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I told you that you got hit with Cone of Cold, but William took the most damage.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
That's why William was at like half hit points after round 1.
was that like immediately? That was the first round. Okay.
Yeah. Amir rolled
Old
the
pal-
first, and then the monster got to go after.
Thanks.
Old Paladin saying, armor up first.
Mhm.
I'd be a lot more hurt if I hadn't armored up first.
Okay. So yeah, Tonks, you get what Dadu's laying down. As you are playing on your lyre, I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage. I'll have to try it next time, but I didn't want to eat your biscuit. Like, it's not like you get to go there as often as I can.
This one.
Oh, Kelly, you realize that makes you Bastion and me Atreyu, right?
Ha! Oh, there it is, with disadvantage.
Wait, what?
If he's casting into the nothingness, that makes you Bastion and me Atreyu.
Okay.
My geek is showing.
We just watched that movie last night.
Okay.
My 5-year-old asked for it.
So yeah, because
Also, my car's name is Falcor. That's all I'm gonna say.
your car's name is Falcor.
Yes,
That's awesome.
because it's white. It's a luck dragon.
That's
I like
fantastic.
it.
I like
Yes!
Falcon because that's worth driving.
My car's name is Zap because it's electric.
Ah, I like it.
What?
Zap because it's electric.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice, Jack.
Tonks, as you are playing and the water is rushing around you and you're hearing the loud impact of hit after hit, you hear a cry from behind one of the doors. It sounds like animals. So what are you going to do this turn?
I thought I knew, but now that new information, I gotta think for a sec. Nope, that's a bad idea.
Surprise for you.
Can I? Oh, sorry. How close? Like the invisible space is it still close to Ymir or is it kind of further away now?
It's further away now.
Okay. Further away than 10 feet?
No, I'd say it's 10 feet.
Shite. So 10 feet. So if I were to cast Shatter on that, is Ymir gonna get nabbed with it?
Mm. Mm.
I know it should be like a lower damage, right? It's because it's splatter, right?
Let's see.
I can take it.
Well, you've got 19 hit points. I'm watching closely.
It's a 60-foot range, but the area is only 10 feet. So you could,
Do.
well, so you can do it in whatever fashion you want to. If you centered it on the monster, it would also hit Ymir. If you put it so that it was on the edge of the monster with the bulk of it being behind it, then it would not hit Ymir.
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay, so you want to make sure that it hits the monster, but not Ymir.
Yes.
Cool, that's totally doable. Okay. Let's see. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered at the point must make a Constitution saving throw.
Do I roll? Or
No.
okay.
It is against your spell DC. So in your case, it's a 13. And it's 9, 10, 11.
At this point, is there really a reason to let Heather roll? I mean, we know what she's going to do.
Oh, don't jinx me.
If we haven't so far.
It's true.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so he makes the save, but that means he still takes half damage. So roll 3d8, and then he takes half.
Can we let Dada roll?
Why? All of mine were ones.
Because they're rolling for damage. We don't want to give Ymir damage.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
No, Emir's not gonna get
monster.
16. Holy cow. Okay, so that's 8. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay, let me roll one other thing here. Heather, even or odd?
Odd.
Cool. Okay. It wasn't for something that's happening to you. It's in order to help me determine something over here. Okay, awesome. So yeah, you strike a chord on your instrument and you can see the sound waves emanating from you across the water, just sort of rippling across it. And then there's a point where it hits that it just sort of splits. And you don't see anything there, but you can plainly tell that it impacted something. And then you hear these snapping and cracking sounds that sound almost like ice breaking apart. Or it's almost like glass shattering, but a much deeper tone. And Ymir, you see as Tonks's spell hits, this thing's weapon crumbles. And the look on its face went from confused cockiness to immediate concern. And you see it looking behind to try and find its exit.
Mm.
Okay.
Tonks, I'm not allowed to say anything, but you do see a half second as I turn my head slightly, wink at you.
Okay. Then
Now we just need the coup de grace,
okay.
and that's the only hint I'm giving you, Kelly. I mean, I'm not going to say anybody's name. I'm just
So
Not gonna
it's,
say
it's
anything.
River's turn now.
I'm still trying to get to the control panel.
Okay, so River and Torch are getting the controls. You gonna make an acrobatics check for me?
Yeah. I'm real good at acrobatics.
That's a 19. Coolsies.
Beautiful.
Are you gonna try and do the same, Kelly?
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
12 is actually really good.
nice.
Yeah, it's not quite as graceful as a 19, but the two of you are able to make your way around the crowd pretty well, hopping over the top of like tarped carts and like climbing around the outside of buildings to try and get away from the crowd so you could move faster.
Hello?
It would seem underneath the surface that doing things like that would make it harder to get to where you are, but it's basically standing room only as people are pushing between each other to get out. So this is actually going to reduce your time. I'd say that you could probably get there by the end of this turn, which would mean at the beginning of next turn, you'd be able to do something.
All right.
Okay. You have now gotten to the control panel on the far end of the arena. There are switches and levers and dials and buttons and knobs. There is nothing on it that has a label of any kind. But you have all of the controls in front of you. And now, from your new vantage point, right up against the edge of the arena, you're on the far end. So you're like further away from the group. You're effectively behind the monster, though the two of you can't see it. You now get to see what's been going on the entire time you've been moving through the place. Okay, after Torch, it goes back to Amir.
Amir's going to smile over at Tonks and then put his hand on his chest and give himself 10 hit points.
Can you do that?
He can lay on hands himself.
That's awesome.
It's just you can only lay on hands one person at a time. And you can't lay on hands you a second time.
Oh, one of them.
But you need that 10 hit point boost. Power up.
Mhm.
I stare right into the beastie's eyes, smile, and now I'm ready to deal with you. But I take a few steps over and I want to step a little bit closer to where Tonks is and say, Tonks, if you happen to run into my shield, let me know.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay,
Got
cool.
it.
So are you moving closer to him at all?
No.
So she's 10 feet from me, right?
Tonks?
Yeah, she landed about 10 feet from me.
Correct. And then
She
the
didn't move
monster,
from there.
no, and then the monster is about 10 feet away from you. So what I'm saying is that, are you going to move closer to the monster at all?
No, I take a 5-foot step towards her,
Okay, cool.
kind of put myself between her and him,
Mhm.
and just let her know if you happen to see my shield or you kick it or something, let me know.
Got it. Cool. All right.
That's it.
That makes it his turn.
Yeah,
What enemies do you like? Action, drama,
you
fantasy.
can wait. I love you. You can wait. One night every 2 weeks, they get to hear, it can wait.
Okay.
Okay, it's been 2 weeks in a row, but oh well.
Listen,
Wonderful.
They know I love them.
So
Hello there. How did you get up here?
he moves backwards. His entire movement speed, which is about 40 feet. And now that he's put a little bit more distance, what's going on?
Trying to get the.
Here's a pupper.
Oh, it's a dog.
Oh, is it a dog?
I think so.
Oh, is it the
Gross.
whatever. There we are.
Oh my
Oh,
god. It's like Beethoven.
yeah,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I know. I want one so bad.
Hi, puppy.
I know you got two.
Oh my gosh.
Rub it in.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. You know, I'm rethinking it. Maybe I do kill Amir tonight. Anyway, so it moves back 40 feet, putting some more distance between you. And Tonks, you're actually close enough now that you can hear its voice. You can't see it, but you can hear it as it's talking to Amir.
You good? Can you deal with my chair?
You're worth more than I thought. And I think that means that you need to be taken in as few pieces as I can take you in. But not today. Next time I'm going to eat you whole. And as he says it, you can see him start to dissipate into mist as he uses the spell Gaseous Form and slips through the door behind him.
Amir glances at Tonks. Nope. Not the proper language. But it does rhyme with Duck Sioux.
As you've been standing in this arena, the water has still continued to pump in. And as you've been engaged, it's now gotten up to just below your armpits. Yeah. There is just an unbelievable amount of danger around you right now, and more than enough on your plate to make things hard. It'd be hell if the ceiling collapsed. No, I'm just messing with you. I love that.
You had us.
The look on William's face was worth it entirely. I didn't prepare for the ceiling. What?
I was this close to yelling out, River, don't touch a thing.
Seriously though, I think that this is the best place for us to end it before we move too much further into this story. I gotta say, two big things here. First of all, I was really impressed with how tonight went. The second thing is I didn't expect you to be able to deal that much damage, Amir. I was impressed. I mean, there were a couple of, I'm not gonna say lucky rolls, but really good ones. But you know how to play your class.
Thank you.
So that is another how many experience points did I give that guy? Lot. Okay.
Hey, I'm okay with a lot. I like a lot.
No, it's there were I had been working on several things at one time and I couldn't remember which one of these guys was which.
Because I have yet to pick on Kelly yet, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So what I see in my mind's eye is Torch comes back over, looks around, he's gone. Oh, poodoo.
Oh, sweet pupper.
My baby.
Everyone gets 720 experience points tonight.
Woo.
Nothing like spending at least 3 games inside of a flooding cavern. To be fair, I did tell you ahead of time that this space is basically like the Bat Cave. It's massive. So it's going to take some time for it to all fill in. You just happen to fill in what was basically the bucket inside of the center of this place. So it's collecting water faster than other things.
Oh, but they can breathe underwater for now.
They can. They can. That is a fun thing though, because those of you that were up above know that. Ymir definitely does not know that. So Ymir's fear that the water is getting higher, totally valid.
Does Tonks know?
Probably not, actually.
Oh.
Amir just looked it up to see
Oh,
if he
yeah.
could swim.
Right. Like metal armor and lots of water, they don't mix well. They're hard to swim.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I was really impressed with everybody tonight. This was awesome. Everybody did a great job. And I'm super, super excited that Ymir finally got to have the fight that he's been asking for quite a while. He just didn't get to finish it. Round 1.
Right?
To be continued.
To be continued. That entire encounter went different than I expected in a really great way, but it did.
Good.
Yeah. So we'll see where this takes us.
Yay.
Heck yeah.
All right. If there's nothing else, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
So yeah, I am happy that Lord Dadu has yet to kill Ymir.
Thank you for not murdering us with your thunder things.
It was not by choice.
Appreciate it.
He didn't have the opportunity.